Craig, nice to see you. How you doing?
All good, thank you.
And as important, I was going to say more important, but it's important that you're all right. How's the squad? Any new fitness concerns, or the squad you picked all fit and healthy?
All good. Yeah, all good. Good week. Short space of time. About 3 days. Some boys on second day recovery, so we've had 1 day, 1 or 2 hours. That's normal. It's normal. And it won't be uncommon for the Bosnia either, because they had a lot of players playing on Sunday as well. So, yeah, quick turnaround, but feel calm. Feel like we've got a lot done in that time or something.
Yeah, you mentioned before that the team with the best preparation, given the short window, will ultimately prosper in these playoffs.
Well, hopefully prosper.
Yeah. What do you feel that you've done everything you can, and the squad have done everything you can?
We, not I. We have done everything we can. Definitely. It's been good. It's been really good. You always feel a lot calmer as it goes along. You know, the more you tick off something, the more you reassure yourself. And when you feel like you haven't done it, then you get uptight. It's normal to imagine if you're going into an exam and you haven't actually put the work in and you're expecting good results to happen. So to me, it's definitely as a group gone through everything we need to with the players. Players have been top. And the players are used to this as well, you know, and Bosnia will be the same, not their first playoff. So, yeah, 2 experienced teams in this situation, and we'll see what happens then tomorrow night.
Talk about your own experience in these games as a group of players and staff. What can we expect from Bosnia? Because I know you'll have watched a lot of them over the last few months. What kind of a game do you expect for them?
Yeah, it's listen. They've shown 2 different sides of them. The home team can be a little bit different to the away team. You know, away from home they haven't had too much possession, but they've scored early in those games and then held on to the lead. You know, it was a chaotic group. They were in Cyprus and Romania and Austria. It's a team defensively well organised. Very good individual players who are playing with very good teams. So they have that individual ability. And it's what we do during the game. We have to adapt, we'll adapt. Now, if we have to commit, we'll commit. If we have to be patient, then we have to be patient. So we're experienced enough to smell the game, see what's happening during the game, to be able to react to what we need to react to at that time. But the key for us is always to dominate the tempo of the game. We need to speed it up, we speed it up. We need to slow it down. And be patient. It's always key. It's always key. And that doesn't change.
Yep. Hey, Greg, I hope you're better in the cold as well.
Oh, no, it's not going anywhere.
No, yeah. I know we've spoken a lot about Harry, what he brings to the team. What I wanted to ask you is how and why you think he's gone to this other level of consistency. Because I think everyone knows what a fabulous player he is, but his stats, goals and assists for Wales and for Fulham, are off the charts over the last season. What is that, that extra 1% that he's gone to this level? What do you think and how has it happened?
No, look, he's just an exceptionally good player. I don't know, sometimes it just clicks for a player as well. The older you get, usually, not just as a footballer, it's also as a person, the wiser you become, smarter you become. And we're definitely seeing signs there on the football pitch. His football IQ is very, very high. His position, how he's able to take up, and his sort of reading of the game, his understanding of the game, I see has definitely gone on to another level, which is allowing him more time, more space. And he's finding himself in the areas where he can do the most damage to the opposition team. And with his ability, then we're seeing the rewards of that. That's all I see, really. I just see him in more dangerous areas on a more consistent basis where he can show off his talent.
Just following up on Bosnia as well. Listen, nobody know how the game is going to pan out. That's one that you compare as much as you want. You just told us as well. Commit, patience. But what is the challenge of overcoming a team that could be very, very stubborn? You said yourself there, they've got leads early and they've held on to the classic part with us. What is the challenge of teams?
They're not that park the bus type of team.
No, I'm not saying that, but the challenge of teams that are stubborn.
That's all we got. There's only one team who's ever had more possession less. 18 games being here. They say that Montenegro away. Oh, but that's a bad game. We're 6th in Europe overall possession. So we're used to teams. We're used to having the ball. With that comes experience. With that comes know-how. Then you have to gain patience. Sometimes you have to gain the extra pass to be able to open it up more if it isn't open up first. To not get involved in chaos. A chaotic game will not suit us, it suits them. So it's very important that we're able to move the ball, wait for the openings, and then find the openings. And if we do look for the openings, make sure we're compact enough to be able to then counter our reactions to enable the second ball to be able to bounce on the top of them straight away. Because if we don't, we leave space. There's big problems in this game. So we need to be compact, even in possession as well. So to me, it's bits we've been used to. It's bits we've been used to. I think we played Belgium twice. I think the average one was 64%. And I'm not, possession's not everything to me, far from it, but it's about knowing the moments to commit, knowing the moments to drag the player, make him come even further, so when we do pass between the lines, he then takes him out of the game. So it's smelling those moments, and we have to be really, really good. Because if we try and force it early, we get too wrapped up and everything else going on. I know we want to win. I know everyone wants us to win. If we buy, it's going to suit them. It will not suit us. So wait for the moment, because it will present itself. If we have to take 4 or 5 extra passes to do it, then it has to take that.
Craig, just on my final question, if you can tell me, it's not every day, every week that a player the stature of Mo Salah says that's it.
You playing for Wales tomorrow?
No, he's not.
We'll talk about him another day then, Gans, yeah? Who I love, by the way.
Absolutely fair enough.
I'll give him that justice another time. But does he play for Bosnia or Wales? No. So we'll move on from Mo Salah for now, yeah?
Absolutely.
See, I've preempted your question straight away.
And then a final one from my mate, if I may. Just on, you mentioned there about patience, the element of the crowd. Because much as we are looking back at what happened 4 years ago with playoffs that were home and home, it's a similar thing this way. It's a question I think I've tried to ask a few times, not none of you, but some of the players. What does tangibly home advantage mean when the referee blows the whistle and a game kicks off? What is it actually?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's just even the thought of, imagine going over to Bosnia to play them in their grounds. It's international football. It's tough. And it's for any team coming to our grounds as well. It's tough. It does make a difference. It does help you. But the important factor in this, we have to be clear as well. I mean, as a team, we have to be calm. It's not for us to ride that roller coaster. We all, like I said, we all want to get there. Everyone in these playoffs want to get there. Every team, every group of fans completely understand that. And our fans will play a big part. Their experience in these games will play a big part. But us as coaching staff and the players, we have to be able to separate ourselves at times from it. We'll feed off it when we need to, because there'll be moments when we definitely will. But it's be clear, be calm, be us. And that's with and without the ball. The best version of us. Give ourselves the best opportunity to be that as well. And then, like I said, we'll see where that takes us.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Craig, sorry. In terms of playing Bosnia and one of those teams from former Yugoslavia, we've traditionally sort of not done so well against those type of teams. Why not? And are we better prepared than ever to play there?
We've won 2 in my time here, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Top teams, top players. This team's a little bit different because a lot of players are not born in Bosnia. They're born outside. So the squad of 35, only 11 up on in Bosnia. The rest are Holland, Germany, Sweden. So they've always been notoriously gifted teams down the years. And you look at the old Yugoslavian team. It's like I know I mentioned it before, Montenegro. Like when I look at that team with Prozaniski, Savicevic, Suka, all these profiles, it was just incredible. And they've been notoriously gifted. They've had incredible generations for big periods, specifically the area and as big football players. Now it's not Yugoslavia anymore. It's all obviously we're fully aware of where it is, but those still players in those pockets, those regions are still very, very strong. And football's a huge, huge love as well as basketball as well. But football's still a huge love. I don't know. I think it's changed. Like, we've all got close now. You look at all the teams now. You look at all the teams even in these playoffs, but you look at the European qualification route. It's the toughest. It's the toughest. There's nothing like it. And whoever qualifies from a European section, it's going to be a nice World Cup for you. You're going to enjoy it. Because actually, some parts of it, you look at it, you're like, actually, this is the hardest bit. This is the hardest bit. But due to teams like these, and teams like ourselves, small little country over here, 3 million people, we do what we do. It's tough. It's tough. European football stuff.
Now you've had 20 months to prepare for this, to build to this moment. Has that been kind of entering your mind? Have you planned to get here, and is it what you expected now you're here?
No, it's always over and exceeded my expectations. I knew I would really enjoy this, but I didn't realise how much I would enjoy this. I loved it. But we're exactly where we need to be. It's, to me, we're quite there to get number 1 spot, but we're going to push. That's what I'd like in the future. We're in the A Nations League, and playoffs consistently. We're where we need to be. This is it. We're not out of groups. We're not. We're a serious football nation, and we proved that over the last 12 years. And you think this has been proven, and we've kept it going now, and we will keep going. Imagine what the next 2 years are going to look like. Where the Euros are going to be. With the players we have coming through, that's exciting. That's exciting. But right now, we're in the here and now. And so we have 2 games and being able to keep this thing matching, keep this thing going. So it's an exciting time. It's been an exciting 10, 12 years already. It's going to be another incredible 10, 12 years, I believe.
And just finally, it was one of the strangest stories I've read this week in terms of accusations of Steve Cooper doing things to help Wales from afar. I just wondered what you made of those stories and seeing them come to life, and whether you've spoken to Steve about it.
Yeah, I told him, rush the players, don't play an English language. No. I like Coops. I haven't spoken to him since he's gone to Bromby, so I don't know how it's going over there. But yeah, it's rare you get that type of. I don't think you'd ever question anyone really in this, because as much as I know Coops would love us to win, because we all would. We're Welsh, no matter who's here or who's in charge or whatever, we want Wales to win. He only cares about Bromby. He's only going to look after Bromby. Rightly so. Rightly so. So, yeah, it's rare you get that. But I'm sure it's all calmed down now, and I think there was 1 or 2 apologies. I think it's all gone on.
Craig, I just wonder your experiences of sport at the very highest level, what you've learned about dealing with pressure and high pressure moments like the ones your players will experience over tomorrow night and hopefully in a few days' time as well.
I don't know. I have to be honest. When you look back now, I can talk about my playing, and then What was I worried about? What is it? It's a game. Simple as that. Now, if you try and put those messages across, like, we all want something. The more you want, it doesn't mean you can get it. It's be consistent. And that's the most important part. And it's always like, I always feel in sport, I dislike the word pressure. It's a privilege. To be in where we are right now is a privilege. Why would you not enjoy this? If you can't enjoy this and you only feel pressure, you ain't made for it in sport. You ain't made for it. So I tend not to look at it. Maybe you will feel it more than I will. And that's only because I look at pressures and gets you nowhere. You put that on your shoulders, gets you nowhere. It's very difficult to fulfill your potential then. But if you look at it from a part of, it's exactly where we want to be. But the best opportunity I have of being able to be the best version of me or the best version of our team is to be relaxed. It's to actually be, this is what we do, this is where we are, it's not the first time, it won't be the last time. How can I be the best version of me? And that's to be as calm as possible.
And what do you think it is about sort of knockout football that brings fans a little bit closer to the edge of their seats? It gets a lot more interest in terms of the media. What is it about knockout football, you think, that makes it special compared to perhaps other games that footballers will experience?
You win your through, you're out. You lose your heart. It's as simple as that. And it's quite rare international. Do you understand what I mean? Unless you get to major tournaments. But these playoffs have, they've always grabbed people's imaginations over the night, since they've been introduced. And I feel it's been brilliant for football. But yeah, it's to me, it's where we've been. Okay, Europe's a little bit different. If we were to finish second in this group and we were qualifying for a European tournament, we go straight to the tournament. Because that's how qualification works in World Cup qualifiers, because of the numbers that go to the World Cup from Europe. You finish second, then you go into a playoff. So it's where we've been. All the way I look at it is like, how can we get to number one? How do we get into these playoffs now as well? Frankie, we've enjoyed them. A great times off them, but now we start moving to number one now. That's all I see it as. But I think while they're here, we've seen down the years with the playoffs, Championship, League One, League Two, there is no better way of going up through those type of moments. And I'm sure if this is the case over the next few days, then brilliant. But I much prefer to finish one and not have to go through any of that. So for me, on my route is already trying to work out, move these to the side now.
And just lastly from me, just in terms of how you manage the group, probably across the qualifying campaign, I imagine you don't change too much given the size of the occasions, but at what point in the week do you stop delivering tactical messages? And are you happy with the players have absorbed everything you want from a tactical perspective?
Yes.
All the way up to
the house. No. It's always from the moment they see me to the moment we leave. It's always, but there's times when there's more, there's less. You understand? But it's always with that. It's always with that, because that's what we need the game to be. We know what we're like without it, and that's where don't be confused by us as a team. I know you're sometimes going to see us with the ball because that's what all teams look for, or supporters look for. Watch us without the ball. Watch how we work back, how quick we win it back. Look at how I think we're ranked 1 in Europe for winning the ball back in 5 seconds. We're ranked 1 in Europe for intensity, winning it higher. So these are all bits of I take more pride in. More pride. That ball goes long over the top. How quick we all get back. That to me is more. I take way more pride in that. So never be confused about us with it. We work so hard about it. And these are just parts that have to live with us. They have to be with us. Because the better you do that, then you have the opportunity of having the ball show. So, yeah. Thank you.
Just past Max and Dennis, then I'll come to you after this.
Hi Craig, Dad 5'9", hope you're well. I'm sure you'll agree it's been quite a journey since you were appointed Wales manager 20 months or so ago. If I were to ask you, what have you learnt the most, or what has the job taught you, what would you say?
Nice, really good question. She taught me I could do it, because I wasn't sure. And rightly so. I haven't done it before. It's like I gotta be this lunatic you all protected. It's nice that I haven't been. So that's allowed me to gain confidence and belief in myself. But yeah, I would say I learn more about me really. I always believed in what the coaches I would have and what value they would bring in the players we had. But there's been a big, actually, I put this off for a long time because my own insecurities, maybe I'm not sure. I looked at every excuse not to do this type of role. Like just being a coach until I run out of excuses. And now I sit with a period of, maybe I can do this. And I think that's probably the most I've learned.
I think you've got a lot of fans around Wales. There'll probably be 3 million people that will agree with you, and glad that you took the job, Craig. And they know.
Yes, and if we lose Thursday, they won't.
all things being equal, of course. And you had a great career and came so close, of course, to reaching major tournaments. And I know you've touched on it before, but what would it mean to take this current crop of players as the Wales head coach to a World Cup? What would it mean to you?
So much, and I play it down with this as well. For me as a player, it's gone. My career is over. Loved it. Honestly, I could not have got any more out of my body. And trust me, if you worked with me day to day, and I really knew me, you know that. If you don't know me, then you'll think, oh, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. He was involved in that. Like, I had 7 knee operations. To come back from them and to keep testing yourself. And then actually, I thought at 32, I played my best football. I was driven, but loved it. And I wish I loved it more. That's the honest truth. But I don't look back of, I wish, I have to do anything coaching to give me that moment I didn't have as a player. I was done. That's done. Thank you very much. I memories and certain moments, certain bits of experience I definitely carry, good and bad. But this journey now into coaching, it's a totally new, different experience. And I look at it that way. Now, with this group and myself, I honestly feel we should be at this tournament. Now, we're going to have to work hard to get there because I honestly believe we'll be a massive asset to this World Cup. Our players will be, our fans will be, and our coaching team will be. We're at this. Now, we've got a lot to do. And then on the other flip side of it, I have to be prepared for all outcomes. It's not the end of the world. Understand? There's way more important things could go on. At a time where I'd address and probably speak about whatever happens. But to me, it will mean everything because it just allows us to keep going at the speed we want to go at. We can get it done a lot quicker with a lot more money than slower because we don't have the finances. But yeah, I don't know. Like when the women's qualify the Euros, it's like, do you know what that does for us? When I watch SPLC here, anyone from SPLC? Oh, shame. Well, thank you. Your coverage was incredible. Showing like schools all celebrating the girls' game, the women's game. It's like that. So I was so proud. I loved it. I wish more of you done more, by the way. But it was amazing. It was amazing. And that's what, it gives you that pride. It was like, wow. So many young players, so many young girls, they're going to be involved in the game here from this. They're going to watch this game. And then we have that again. If we're able to do that, we're able to create those moments as well. Because that to me, and this all sport, I love all sport, of course I do, especially Welsh sport. Any Welsh athlete, I love even more. I apologise to anyone else elsewhere. It's just natural for me, but it just allows us to keep moving forward, because I believe like not just football, any sport, allows you to have a better society, and it allows young kids to dream and hopefully contribute to society instead of being a hindrance.
It's a great answer, Craig. And just
It was a long answer,
It was a long
and I sort of lost track of myself a little bit in
But
this
it was
one,
a great
and I felt like a politician throughout it.
Thank you
No
for taking
problem.
the time to answer it. Just finally from me, and on that, and this week in particular, you touch on the fact that you all put all the hard work in, you want to be the best versions of yourself. Has there been any discussions on the training pitch amongst the players and from you and in the dressing room about having no regrets, and come the end of Thursday night, you leave everything out on the field and not having any regrets?
There won't be that. There won't be any regrets. This team has given you too much confidence to actually look. We're not that way. We're not that way. Whether or not the result goes our way or not, I know we have everything. We give everything. It's just normal for this group of players. It's ingrained in them for the last number of years. I've definitely witnessed that in my time with them. They know nothing else but to give it all. So that to me is not even entered my head. Like I said, I feel the best opportunity we have at this is by being calm. By being calm and being the best version of ourselves. It's going to give you that. Do you know when you're tense and you're tight, and during that sprint actually becomes a lot harder than when you're relaxed? You ever see Usain Bolt in 100 meters? Is he beating his chest, shouting? No. Smiling, waving. It does help that he knows he really has to run at 60% to win. But do you understand, he knows he's discovered the art of actually being relaxed and calm, then you're going to be able to run your best speed. If you're tense, you're fighting yourself, believe it or not, and there's tests proven on it, you're going to run less of a speed because you're fighting. We want to be relaxed, we want to be able to do our best. In order to be able to be that version, then we have to be relaxed.
Great, thank you. Wish you and the boys all the best.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hi, Craig.
By the way, nice talk there. Huh?
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've seen this week an exclusive look into your behind-the-scenes methods of how you research a team, not just taking them at face value, but looking at them historically and geographically. Is this something that just is combining your interest, or is there anything specific, any specific insight that gives you that pure football analysis wouldn't?
No, wait, listen, I don't want to bore everyone here. You haven't seen anything just into what I go into. I believe in profiling. So what it takes to play in a certain position, what type of sprint distance you have to be able to play in that position, what type of speed, endurance, overall volume. So I definitely have different positions that I definitely profile for and what suits this, because I ask for 3 or 4 roles to be played within that one role. It sounds like it's really not. It's quite basic, and it's the tricks I've learned really from being with other people, and how you get the best then out of a group. Like some people, I know you might say, this player, well, why is he not playing? But this actual player playing allows 4 or 5 others to really excel, because he does that job, where if we all have 4 or 5 individuals, then actually no one ends up doing a job. Do you understand what I mean? So by putting that out, who allows this, who allows that, who sacrifices this, but it's going to allow this thing to happen. You can go in and go all day and you try and find a balance as well as you can. But to me, it's the profile of what we look for. So what it takes to be able to play for us, I feel really strongly about. Because I can always say to you, yeah, but not running back, not sprint. But if you haven't got the capacity to do it, it's very difficult for me to ask that of you. So I like players to have that capacity. And in order to do that, really, I very much look into the profile of, and I have all their data from previous years, but previous games to feed back on and really measure the takes and what it looks like and what the team could look like with this profile of player.
Yeah, I think that's completely justified. And just kind of like leading on from that, a lot of people are fickle in how they enjoy football, with most just focusing on, an individual
Rightly
team.
so. Rightly
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, they kind of hate when the international break rolls around. But however, we're seeing a resurgence in the nation with most people looking forward to and relishing coming to international games since you've taken charge and you've brought a passion and a desire back to a fan base that may have lacked that in recent years. What does that mean to you and, to be so appreciated by the nation?
Rare. No, I know I definitely felt appreciated as a player. To me, it was more. I wouldn't say it's. I thought our fan base and definitely our results have always been positive over the last number of years. Of course, there's going to be odd little dips here and there. I understand that can be understandable, but it wasn't for a longer period. We've always, I think, we've always been doing well. I understand when international football. I agree. I know what you're trying to say with that, and it's not like just Wales, but there's a lot more counter-attacking. The tempo of the games I felt were reasonably slow, and I think we've seen that even in the Euros that happened. I wasn't excited by the Euros. I have to be honest by watching it, and I feel then, to me, was more like, we got to go full gas. Like that ball goes out of a throw, 3 seconds to get it back in. Keep the tempo quick. And I feel people want to see it. I don't know. Could be wrong, but that's what I feel. It's like, we want to see that. We want 100 miles an hour football. Might not be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect anyway. But when you go to something, like someone's telling you you're going to go and watch something, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be exciting. I'll go again. I'll go again. I'll keep going. It's like, I think that's what it should be. And that's a responsibility I see we all have. And to me, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. This is how I like the game. I adore this game. Now, I always said, I'm not here to pickpocket you. Do you understand what I mean? Where you don't see me, and I just take something and then you don't know I'm off. I'm like, no, I'm knocking front door. And literally, that's what I love about our game. And that's what I love about this group of players. That's what I love about this Wales. It's like, we're coming tomorrow. You know that, yeah? Surely? If you really watch football now and you watch us, what do you think's happening tomorrow? We're going all out. Guys, we're going all out. We ain't saying that. Now, you might look at me after the game. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I will deal with that question then. This is us. This is who I am. It's what my coaching staff are. It's what the players are. So, why not? Why not? And if it fails, I can sleep. But to me, this is what I like. And I hope the fans like it. And I feel with our attendances you've seen grow and grow and grow, I think they are liking it. Now, I hope that continues. Because I tell you what, I thought we were a good team. I'm so calm because we're such a good team. We're such good players. The rest will take care of itself. Okay?
More way to continue, yeah. Thank you very much.
So, yeah. Sorry to take the last question here. Part 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And then we'll finish.
This is quite great to do, but I think you've touched on this point already, but I read this week that you've been watching a film about the Balkans War as part of your preparation for this.
No, it's not part of the preparation. I'm
But you did say, didn't you, that it's important to understand who your opponents are and where they're coming from.
Yeah, I always like that. I always, but I was like, I'm like I'm like that with everyone really. Do you understand? If I had an interest in yourself, Unfortunately, I don't at this present moment. I'd like to know what background you have. You understand? It's like, what were your parents like? Who your brothers and sisters? Where did you grow up from? What type of education do you have? And it gives me a better understanding of you, you know, just my own interest. So, yeah, and I've always been intrigued by that as well. Always, like I told you, like even like as a club, if I support a football club, which I do support, I gotta know everything about it, just for my own interest. I love history. It was one of the few subjects in school I actually enjoyed, and I also enjoyed geography as well because traveling and like football was a brilliant tool for me to get to see the world, and obviously football as well. So I get to combine it all. Do you understand? So, yeah, that's more my interest, really.
Is there anything in particular you've learned about Bosnia that you can apply?
I knew a lot about Bosnia, I have to be honest, anyway. Because of what happened in the early 90s, and it really come to my attention, you know, the 92 Euros, when obviously Yugoslavia then got pulled out because of what was going on in Denmark when it took their place, and in Denmark, but enough ended up winning it. So that created my interest even as an 11, 12-year-old kid. Well, what's happening there? What's happened to Yugoslavia? And then really finding out Croatia, Bosnia, Slovenia, Serbia, and what was going on in that region at that time. And I always kept an interest with it as well. So yeah, I've always been interested in the Balkan region.
Thanks, Greg.
Right. Thank you.
Craig, I just wonder, are you superstitious? And if so, will
No.
that come into play?
No. Do you know, I think it's normal to try and be superstitious when you're younger, but then you realise that nothing works. You run out of everything. So it was like, I've got no future in superstition. I've tried everything and it doesn't work. I'm still crap. So yeah, you tend to, it doesn't, honestly. It's all you can ever do, and you lot will know this as much as me as well, is prepare the best you can. And leave the rest to take care of it. That's all. So yeah, superstition I just see as it gets you nowhere. It gets me nowhere anyway. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Craig. Diolch yn fawr. We'll see you tomorrow. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, Craig.
Thank you.